Do you know what I've always said about you?
What have you always said?
Not you, the person listening to the podcast.
Oh, okay.
You're a beautiful, beautiful person.
Well, you certainly don't say that to me.
Yeah, because the podcast listeners just hit things a little bit differently.
Yeah, they do.
In a good way.
They do.
So thank you so much for sharing this little journey with us.
Yeah, thanks for coming along for the ride, you guys.
And for those who came out and had a bit of a chat with us at Croydon and Willowbend for Breaking the Burbs, thank you so much. It was a really, really fun show, especially Judge Jodie.
Oh, yeah.
There wasn't too much debate on this one. It was pretty one-sided.
Pretty straightforward. I mean, if you're gonna have the snip, maybe tell your wife about it, yeah?
My wife has said that. I mean, it was part of our vows, I think. She said, look, if you're thinking about getting a secret vasectomy, just don't.
Don't. Yeah, you may kiss the bride.
And I learnt the hard way. No, I did not.
And you gave me permission to give you one next year.
So that's going to be a nice.
I mean, not giving you one. You know what I mean? Give you a vasectomy.
I think
you didn't say, Jodie, I want you to give me one.
Yeah. So you've seen some YouTube videos. You're going to give me a vasectomy live on air.
Yeah.
It's going to go down well.
Isn't it?
A really good stunt. Haven't seen that on radio before. Which I think Brendan Favola did it, actually.
Oh, did he?
Rove McManus joined us as well. That was a fun moment. I mean, you've met him a few times before because you've been doing this forever, but that was a fun moment for me, quite seriously.
Yeah, you loved it and you fanboyed and, got it out of your system. So next time when you meet Rove, be a bit cooler, can you?
I can't promise that because it mightn't be a next time now. Jodies Diary returned as well. A fun opportunity for you to wrap this thing into a neat little package and call it a gift. But actually, when I open up the gift, it's like a little thing in there that punches me in the face.
Yeah. It's like one of those little boxing gloves that boings up and goes bang.
So what is it? Like a Jack in the Box, and it goes bang.
Yeah.
And I go, wow, and there's blood coming out of my nose, and I go, well, what's in there again? Bang!
Bang, every Friday.
When will I learn?
Every Friday you open up the present and you just get smashed in the face.
Oh, thanks for choosing our podcast. And what we will leave you with is a code word for a little double pass to see a very, very nice show at Gluttony. I'm stumped for a code word. Have you got something?
Can't think of anything. I'm too busy making a present for next week.
All right, let's go with Fringe.
All right.
Please remember that.
Original.
And we'll speak to you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Our next guest ordered a double piccolo.
Yep.
And the crowd was just so up and about. He said, I'll have a double piccolo, thanks. And the entire crowd stopped and said, what's going on here?
Who's this guy?
This guy must be interstate.
This guy's from out of town. That's far too fancy.
Good morning, Rove McManus.
Good morning. No, calm down, everyone. I need to have little coffees because I would look. Let's go deep dive here.
Okay,
we're talking coffees today. So I would normally have a double macchiato. I need to wake up in the morning, and that's all I have. I have one coffee, and it gets me through the day.
Right.
But I have found there are places where that is served like a latte with too much milk.
Okay.
So I get the Piccolo Plus. Either of those things come in a tiny little cup, which makes my hands look enormous.
Right.
I now look like a normal human being.
Rove, you know you're in Croydon, right?
That's very true. But I got a lovely love heart in the barista has done the little love heart thing.
Right.
Anyone who knows how to do coffee art
is amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a full snowman one Christmas. A snowman. They did not just the happy smiley face, but they did a little carrot nose.
Oh,
yes, and you assume if you can do coffee art, it means that you've perfected the art of making the coffee.
Oh no, the coffee was terrible, but the artwork was extraordinary.
Oh dear. Hey, welcome back to Fringe.
Thank you very much. It's good to be back.
You're fresh off the festival over there in Perth.
Yes.
And you've got your first night tonight. Nerves?
Slight nerves. The good news is that with the heat, I went to see some shows in the exact same venue that I am in the Garden of Unearthly Delights. It is an air-conditioned venue.
Perfect.
At the very least, buy tickets and you get an hour's respite from the heat.
Yes.
Don't even watch the show.
No.
Don't even have to watch the show. Buy a ticket, come in, sit up the back, enjoy a piccolo.
That's and
leave an hour later.
Who do you like to go and watch while you're here?
Well, I went and saw some friends last night. I saw Will Anderson and I saw Sam Simmons.
Yep.
But I also have in mind to see Frankie McNair while I'm here, Angela Vapuer once as well in the next couple of nights. There's a lot of very good young talent out there, as well as some of us old dogs.
And do you bring the family with you? Do you make it a family thing, or do you
family was going to come this time round, but couldn't make it work. We were juggling things and dog sitters, and we couldn't match it up, unfortunately.
AdelaideFringe.com.au to get tickets. It's called Awesome Sauce. Tonight gets underway at 7 o'clock. Can we take a little trip down memory lane?
Let's do it.
Because
we're talking off air. Let me enjoy this enormous coffee.
With your big hands.
We're talking off air about just trying to keep it professional from my point of view versus turning into a fanboy?
How'd you go? You're not great at this.
Can I mix it 50-50?
Yeah, okay.
Is that okay?
Well, Rove will be the judge. Did he fanboy it?
So,
No, it came in subtle. It was good.
Yeah,
It
right.
didn't feel too fanboy.
you didn't see the knees shaking?
No.
So
There's no, what's pink really like?
That's a good question, though. What did she really like?
She's delightful. She's strong and she's hilarious.
I can speak on behalf of my generation. If you didn't watch Rove live back in the
I
day,
know, yeah.
it meant that you didn't have eyeballs.
Yeah, true.
So we've all followed your journey, and you've done everything that can be done in this landscape. The question I want to ask you is,
Yes.
and you've done everything from Rove Live to the absolute toughest thing that you can probably do on radio, and that is breakfast in Sydney.
Yes.
What gets you nervous? What gets you sweating these days apart from 40-degree heat?
Well, opening night of this current tour, my wife, who would never normally come to a show, she would normally come towards the end because she is an actor. She understands opening night nerves, and it's different when give us a toot going past. Yeah, busy. They're very busy. There we go. So having my wife in the audience was terrifying.
Really?
Well, because there's something about, like, if you have a rough one, you have a rough one. That's all right. But something about, getting home and sort of having to sheepishly go, and also because there are jokes about her in the show. I actually had to, the night before, say to her, right, I'm telling this story. Now, this is how I remember it. This is word for word, and this is how it happened. And she's like, I don't remember it like that. And I'm saying, well, it's fact. And
This is not
okay
about
because
you,
you come out looking good.
Yeah.
You come out on top in this story. This is probably like you guys every day. Going home is like an air check, which is just like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to say that today.
But see, my husband will do the thing, Rove, where he'll go, how'd your show go? And I go, oh, good, I think. What do you think? And he'll go, no, what do you think? And I'm like, I know you want to say something, but you're not saying it.
and Greg's husband, being a man of very few words, he'll go, yeah, it was fine.
Yes.
And then he'll walk off. You're like, what does that actually mean?
What does he mean? It was fine. I thought it was really good.
Well, I did a gig recently where I was on my way out. My daughter was once again, you're leaving, you're going again?
Yeah.
How many shows do you have to do? and I said, oh, no, this is a different one. It was a wrestling trivia show called WrestleBrania.
Of course.
That they were doing for the Fringe Festival. And I said, no, this isn't my show. This is a show about questions about wrestling. It's a quiz show, and I'm going to be on one of the teams. And she stood up with her hands on her hips, and I thought, I'm about to get a chastising. And she went, Dada, you were going to nail that.
Oh.
Because I've got her hooked on professional wrestling at the moment.
Just got a feeling.
It's just a single tear rolled down my cheek. It was a beautiful moment.
God. Oh.
So I only nervous if members of my family are in the audience, because for some reason, like, they would see me all the time. I could make good at the next family barbecue, or as soon as I get home, I could crack a tight 5 and win them back.
Yeah.
But there's still something about that idea of I just want to do well for them.
Yeah.
Is where the nerves come in.
You could get some feedback from Cara, but she never listens to she.
She still listens to SEN. And Rob doesn't even know what SEN is.
No, he doesn't.
It's predominantly for your AFL, if you're listening. I don't want to be giving them a plug. It's sport. It's sport.
There we go.
Good stuff.
There we go.
That's your next interview this morning, isn't it?
I don't think it is, no.
Mate, thank you so much.
I have no other interviews after this. What are you talking about? Nova 919 the whole way?
Stick around and have a second double piccolo. The Garden of Unearthly Delights, the box tonight from 7 o'clock. Get your tickets to AdelaideFringe.com.au. Rove McManus, it's called Awesome Sauce, rather.
It is. It's a mouthful.
Yes.
We need the good people of Croydon to give it up for Rove this morning.
Mullets for all my friends. Oh, a dog just got very excited.
It's Jodie and
That
Hayesy.
dog's got a mullet.
It does. Everyone's got a mullet here. Yes.
Book for Holiday U this summer.
Because Aussies act a little different on holiday, more daring, relaxed, and sometimes a bit more fancy.
And What If has all kinds of accommodation to suit your style.
Book your next getaway on the What If app. What If it's Aussie for travel.
The biggest breaking story this town has ever seen. This is huge. Just not valuable impact. This is so juicy.
Jodies Juice.
We've woken up every single morning this week and you've gone, oh, God, when's Paris going to name her baby?
I've lost a lot of sleep.
I know. Finally, it's happened. So Paris Hilton has finally revealed the name she and husband Carter Room have given their baby boy. So the 42-year-old heiress and reality TV star shocked her fans by announcing in January that she'd secretly welcomed a baby into the family via surrogate. Here's Paris from her audiobook revealing the name of her baby.
Phoenix has a few good pop culture reference points. But more important, it's the bird that flames out and then rises from the ashes to fly again. So there you go. My beautiful baby boy's name is Phoenix, Baron, Hilton, Reem.
So there you go.
There you go.
That's so disappointing.
You can sleep tonight, doll.
Yeah, I know. You know how hard, though, I was rooting for Milton. For Milton Hilton, but it didn't come through. We'll have to settle for Phoenix. It's a shame.
Or Millhouse off The Simpsons.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Little Poindexter.
Will Smith caused a major controversy when he slapped Chris Rock at the 2022 Oscars after the comedian made a joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. He didn't take that joke well, did he?
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
And I took it personally as well because he had a bit of a crack at her and her alopecia.
I know, and you've got alopecia.
I get spots of alopecia as well.
Oh, God. It's so offensive.
There's some humour in it, though.
Yeah.
Like, lighten up, Will.
Despite all the backlash he received after the incident and a 10-year ban from the ceremony, the 54-year-old US actor is now joking about it in a new video he shared to TikTok. Have a listen.
Did you know that you can pick any object, look at it, and ask it what it thinks of you? So, for example, you can pick up a pen and ask it how it sees you or what it thinks of you, and you will get an answer in your mind from your intuition.
What? What just happened?
And no doubt that when Will Smith and Jada pick up a pen and say, "What do you think of me?"
Yeah.
The pen in their mind says, "You are amazing. You are flawless." Well, thank you very much, Pen. I agree.
Yeah. Now, Pink is teaching her daughter an important lesson in knowing her worth. So the singer's gearing up for a new tour this year and said her daughter Willow is going to work alongside her. So they did like a little bit of negotiation, and Pink said to her daughter, minimum wage is about $22 US. Depending on a show, how long it goes, if it run over. And she goes, "I'm just going to take $20 because that's easier." And Pink was like, "No, that's not how you negotiate for yourself. You'll take 25, so you round up and not down." But that's very cute. I love that she takes her family on tour. It's cool, isn't it?
I get that too. That was my negotiations over as well.
You didn't negotiate. You didn't even read your contract. You just signed it. You were so excited for this job that you went, "I'm up."
What about this? And I said, "I don't like whole numbers. Can we just round it down to this?"
I said to you, "What about clause 22B where it says rah-de, rah-de, rah-rah?" And you're like, "I've already signed it."
And then I said, "What about this? Fresh hits on Nova."
I could not love this story more. So the advertiser have gone through Stephen Marshall's expenses because obviously they can access them through freedom of information. And Stephen Marshall went on a spending spree at Mecca, of all places, just to make himself look nice for the election. How good.
Of course he did.
So he got two $43 Predator powder post-workout dry shampoo bottles. Good on you, Stephen. That's always handy when you've been to the gym. He got two $9 Beauty Bullet Flawless Spear sponges. Okay. Two $10 facial spray bottles with aloe, chamomile and lavender. He got a couple of lip balms worth $20 each and two $7 Wicked Sister black magnifying mirrors.
How do you explain that?
Well,
it is important that my skin is at its freshest when I was leading the state.
So if you want to sit here and argue that looks don't matter during an election, do you know what won the election for Peter Malinowski?
It's rigged.
Getting his gear off in the pool.
Yeah.
At the aquatic centre.
But that was working hard at the gym. That wasn't buying expensive beauty products.
It wasn't expensive. That's like a girl's necessities there.
You're calling Stephen Marshall a girl?
No.
Is that what you're saying? Oh, my God.
I'm not calling him a girl. I'm saying every man has the right to look good. And you, of all people, being as vain as you are, should know that. That is my juice.
I kind of do get it for some reason.
Well, Hayesy, I don't believe you have the pleasure of ever meeting our next guest. I'm really excited for this because you're absolutely going to love him. Can I please introduce you to the one and only Will Anderson?
Oh, how good is this? Will Anderson, good morning.
Thank you very much for having me. Nice to meet you, Hayesy. I will say that I'm not the only Will Anderson. I know this as well because one day on Facebook, I got a message from another kid called Will Anderson, and the entire message just said, "You ruined my life."
Mate, take us through it. We'll illuminate. And firstly, this is a really open and honest space. Your thoughts on Adelaide? Because there's Adelaide when you come here for Fringe, and no doubt everyone loves it. But can we talk about Adelaide at the other times of the year for you and your thoughts on South Australia as a whole?
I mean, why would we? I mean, you pack so much in the fringe. Like, why would you talk about the rest of the year? I was talking to a woman in the front row of the audience, Daisy, the other night. She was a mother-in-law from the UK. So she lives in the UK, but her son has married an Australian girl. They live here in Adelaide. And she's visited Adelaide for a total of 7 months in the time they've been together. Those 7 months have always been in February or March. So she's had 7 months over the years of Adelaide in February and March. And talk about, that's putting on your best when the mother-in-law comes to visit, right?
Yes.
That is Adelaide at its absolute most sparkling. She must have the most distorted, you guys must hear of this place on the other side of the world. It's called Adelaide. It's there's always something going on. There's 9 things happening at once. And you're like, have you been there in April? No, they're all asleep. That's fine.
We're exhausted the other time.
Are we getting better at spreading it out? Like, we've got Gather Round coming here, Will, so the footy's coming here for a whole weekend.
Yeah, and I think we've got Christmas in December, and we do Easter as well.
I mean, all the big ones. So, I mean, look, you've still got some other things going on. It's not all in February and March. I mean, Easter, that's April, right? And, like Christmas is December, and if you bang Gather Round in the middle and then a little bit of complaining about cane corns, that's your year for this.
Well, can I let you in on a little secret? Andrew Hayes worked at a station called SEN with Cane Corns as his co-host for many, many years. So he learnt to get really, really hardened towards trolls.
I've got a thick skin now, Will.
Well, I will say this too, Hayesy. I mean, as we all know, that is a secret job because the SNSEN stands for secret. It is the Secret Entertainment Network. You can't find it, but
it is so true. How did we not hear about that nickname until now, the Secret Entertainment Network? That makes so much more sense. It's not sport, it's a secret.
The best part about that is that when he first started working here at Nova, he accidentally read out the SEN number, like the text line, and then so SEN Next Minute was getting all these texts going, can I have Ed Sheeran tickets? Have you got pink tickets for us?
Yeah. And the best thing was a bloke at SEN go, what's that sound? Is that the text line? What the hell?
Yeah, hang on. Why are people ringing who are under the age of 50? Who's Ed Sheeran? Is he the new spinner in the Australian team? What's going on?
Oh, dear. Will, just before we let you go, talk us through performing in a tent in 40 degrees in Adelaide. Like, that must be obscene.
I will say, people say to you, how do you sell your show? And this is literally how I've been selling my show to the people this week. I'm not in a tent. I'm in a box. And it has proper air conditioning. Oh. I'm wearing a jacket on stage during my show. So even if you don't like my comedy and you just want to sit in a nice, cool space for about an hour, then I have the show for you.
That was a really good point.
Also, what a sellout, Will. Ooh, demanding air conditioning, etc.
Well, I didn't demand it, but it did come free with the venue, so I have turned it on.
Will Anderson returns for Illuminate in 2023, live at Garden of Unearthly Delights, 8:15 nightly until March 5th. Tickets through comedy.com.au. Will, thank you so much for having a chat with us, mate.
Lovely to meet you, Hayesy. Nice to talk to you, Jodie.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hazy's on this day.
Friday, 24th of February, live from West Croydon for Brekkie and the Burbs. Let's take a little trip down memory lane. 1955, Joe. Steve Jobs, born in San Francisco, California today, would have been his 68th birthday.
Oh.
Smartphones are definitely a little smarter, but they actually are harder to use.
I always get Steve Jobs confused.
With who?
Another, millionaire. I just can't think of
you thinking Jeff Bezos?
Maybe.
You thinking Mark Cuban?
Maybe. I don't know.
You thinking LeBron James? Who are you thinking here? He did some good things, Steve Jobs. 1981, Leighton Hewitt, born in Adelaide, South Australia today. It's his 42nd birthday.
Is he 42, Leighton?
Yes.
I wanted to put on a good show and show that I could compete against, top-ranked players in the world.
Credit where it's due, Leighton Hewitt, the drive. If we all had the drive and determination of Leighton Hewitt, we would all collectively have achieved more things.
Yes, that's absolutely right.
One of the most driven athletes on the planet in his prime. It was fun to watch.
If you've never read his wife's poem to him on their wedding day, do yourself a favour.
It was nice.
Yep.
Oh, that's really nice. Okay. I'll look that up afterwards.
I'll show it to you later.
1992, Kurt Cobain, 25, married Courtney Love, who was 27. Look, of course, Kurt had his issues, but how do I summarise this? Courtney Love, bit of a handful.
Oh, I'd say so. Her song, though, Celebrity Skin, with her band Hole, one of the greatest songs of all time.
Oh, make me over.
There you go. I didn't even know that song existed. I'm not overly familiar with her work.
No.
1998, Elton John was knighted by Queen Elizabeth.
I was quite taken aback when I got the letter. I felt very proud to be British, very blessed and very lucky.
There was a slight mix-up at the ceremony and he was introduced as Sir John Elton.
I know.
That's what happens sometimes when you got two first names.
I know. Hate it, Hayes Andrew.
Exactly. For example, top 5 first names. We'll go to the James family. LeBron James, Jesse James, Rick James. And, of course, Heath James used to play for the Sydney Swans.
It's random.
Go the James family. 2002 55th British Academy Film Awards, aka the BAFTAs, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring wins Best Film.
And the Oscar goes to The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, Barry M. Osborne, Peter Jackson, and Fran Walsh producing.
Lord of the Rings, not for me, but a lot of my mates absolutely love it.
Do they?
Yeah.
Never seen one.
Yeah. Mixed group of nerds we are.
Are you?
Real solid mixed group.
Well, where do you put yourself in that category, Julio?
Jock. Dishing out wedgies. But do go to the big wedgie. The number one song today in 2011 was Born This Way by Lady Gaga.
Oh, good one. Can't we play Celebrity Skit?
I don't think it's in the library.
Okay.
Judge Jody.
It's a tricky one this morning. Dear Judge Jodie, I've been married to my wife for 10 years. I'm 12 years older than my wife, which makes me 45 in May. We have 2 beautiful children, which keeps our day bright and lively each day. Recently, my wife has discussed she would like more children in the next few years. So if he's 45, that makes her 33, right? Yeah?
Yep.
Good maths, Jodie.
You've got this.
Good mathematics. However, since meeting, we've always spoke about only having 2. I want to ensure any child we bring into the world has the best opportunities, which includes us being active as possible with the kids. I'm now 45 and starting to slow down. However, my wife is raring to go. I'm worried about being a geriatric dad, so I have a vasectomy appointment booked in. What? And my wife doesn't know about it. You can't do that. The guilt is starting to creep in and the appointment is on Monday. If I tell my wife, she'll be distraught, as she said she'd leave me if I got the snip. Please help, I'm not sure what to do.
Ooh, that is a tricky one.
First reaction.
To snip or not to snip?
First reaction. Come on, man. You can't go and have a vasectomy without discussing it with your wife. Am I right?
I mean, head off and maybe have a couple of beers secretly with some mates.
Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe head off and go to go put some money on some horses.
Or
$5-10 max.
Or maybe,
secretly go down and have an operation to make sure that you can't become a father again.
That is, okay, the dishonesty part is insane for a start. But I do understand to a degree him being 45 and wanting to be around for his kids. So I had my 4th child, I reckon I was 44. And that worries me as well. Like, if I really sit down and think about it, she's 3. So in 20 years when she's 23, I'm going to be 67. Oh, my God, that's horrifying.
67's young these days.
You reckon?
Yeah, 67's fine.
Yeah, I know. But it does occur to you that, oh, my goodness, having children late in life can be tough.
Get your head around this. At the age of 67, you will not be playing netball, okay?
Yeah, I will.
You'll be giving it up.
I'll be going
blow out your Achilles.
I'll be going to Priceline Stadium when I'm 67 and I'll be playing Tuesday night netball. Might be C3s, C4s. Who cares? I'll still be playing netball and you can't stop me.
Right, so I bet a couple of busted ACLs
That's a ruling.
will stop you.
Hey, sustained.
So the dishonesty part, there it is as well. Already nice and busy with the gavel. The dishonesty part as well. Does that mean potentially he has the snip and he doesn't tell her and she thinks that they're trying, but actually they're not? And there keeps on being a lot of disappointment, probably on 2 fronts from her part, consistently.
But that's what I was thinking. He could never tell her, and then he could just be like, oh, well, obviously it's not meant to be. But I don't like it. It's just completely and utterly dishonest. Where are you at? You've had 2 kids. You're going to go again?
Yes, I would hope that's... maybe we've got one more. We'll potentially try for another.
One more in you?
Yes, and then I reckon after that, then I'd be more than happy to get the snip.
Yeah, okay.
And as a big FM radio stunt, you're going to perform my vasectomy. Whoa, Nova!
I love that for us.
Jump on socials, have a look.
It's just going to bring us closer together, isn't it?
I prefer you to do it than Greg Oddie, because I think Greg would be very, very time efficient and he'd get it done before lunch.
Hey, guess what? Adelaide's got a seniors netball comp. Our producers just informed me for 65 pluses.
Why don't...
I'm in. Sign me up.
Why don't women value their Achilles and their ACLs? What are we living in? Anyway, we're starting to digress.
We should go to Abby in the newsroom and see if she's got some thoughts on this one. Abs, what do you reckon?
Morning, team. Look, so I don't have children, but my sisters do. I think there's a common theme here, though. What is with the people of Adelaide in relationships not being able to communicate with each other? All of your Judge Jodies are, I want to do this or I want to do this, but there's no talking to each other.
That's why Abby, you don't understand. This is why this segment exists.
Well, that's it. But, it's ridiculous. You need to discuss this. Also, my thought process is that she's still quite young, and so she's more than likely going to be home with the kids looking after them.
Yeah.
So he's 45, but, if he's at home with the child and having to do everything, then maybe it's a little bit different. But I'm assuming that he'll be...
As always, Abby in the newsroom wants more information, which we don't have.
More information. Right.
Anyway, the bottom line is bloody communicate with each other.
Oh, I know, I agree. Hey, he's worried about being a geriatric dad. Did you know, your wife Cara might know this, when you turn 35, that's deemed a geriatric pregnancy.
Really?
From the age of 35. How outrageous is that? Remember when my obstetrician said this? He goes, "This is a geriatric pregnancy." I nearly punched him in the face.
So I've called you a geriatric. I'm actually technically correct.
No, you're not. I'll punch you.
You've had a geriatric pregnancy after the age of 35.
But I will also punch you in the face if you say it to me.
It's a real geriatric move. Punching me in the face.
13, 2014. Give us a call. We need some jurors on this one. Is it okay for him to go and get a vasectomy and not tell his wife, and she's 33 and she wants more children? Should he just zip it and get on with it?
All right. Double pass to see History of House at Gluttony up for grabs as well. So give us a call right now.
Judge Jody.
Yep, with a couple of passes up for grabs to go down to Gluttony. History of House at Gluttony. An exhilarating journey through the history of dance music with Groove Terminator and Soweto Gospel Choir. Tickets from Fringe Tex.
All right, we're going to Judge Jody this morning. It says, "Dear Judge Jody, should you be playing netball at 67? No, we digressed. We were just talking...
No, bang that hammer.
We were just talking about being older parents, and basically he wants to know if he should go... He's got a vasectomy booked in because he's 45. He doesn't want to have any more kids. He's got 2. She's only 33 and she wants to have another one. And he's worried about being a geriatric dad. Thoughts on this one? 13 24 10. Get involved.
I do like the text lines going off as well.
Oh, is there? What's it say?
On 0400 919 919. This one from Anonymous in Paraka. Says she will know he won't walk right for a week after. There's no way he can hide it. Trust me. So obviously I'd imagine, yes, that recovery would be a little bit painful for a few days.
All right, let's get some jurors involved.
And I'm also led to believe that there's a lot of swelling and darkness in the area.
Not when I perform your vasectomy, mate. You'll be fine.
Oh, really?
It's going to be a pristine operation.
Great, okay. Yeah. Please just spare the other bits as well, please.
Let's go to Hannah from Taringi. Hey, Hannah. What are your thoughts on this one?
Hey. Hey, how you doing? If you hear some blabbering in the background, I've got my toddler. She's ready to have a yarn as well.
Great.
Look, I'm doing my PhD in coercive control and reproductive rights. If a woman took out her marina and got pregnant, it would be reproductive coercion, right? This is exactly the same. Him not telling his wife he's going to break down the entire relationship and deciding for her that she can't have another baby is the patriarchal society that we live in. Like, it's the ultimate patriarchal society. That's my feminist high horse. It would be detrimental to their relationship and a little bit coercive controlling as well. To add that for a flair.
Hannah, well said. There were so many big words in there that Hayesy just is like looking at me going, what? What does that mean? What does patriarchy mean?
Hannah, can you repeat that, please?
Hannah, that was awesome. Thank you so much.
I'm joking. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Hannah.
Hannah needed to get that off her chest, and I'm glad she did.
And the toddler was very passionate as well.
Yes, exactly right.
That's good.
She's a little feminist.
Yeah, let's go to Morgan and Grange. Morgan, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are we?
Good, Morgan. Okay, thoughts on her husband going off to have a vasectomy without telling his wife?
See you later, mate. If that was me, gone. That is no way. He's being a loser. He needs to talk about that. He needs to tell her.
I love that Hannah used all these massive words, eloquent words, and then Morgan jumps on and goes, he's a loser.
Yeah, now you're speaking my language, Morgan.
Yeah.
I'm picking up
No
what
way.
you're putting down.
Loser, see you later, you're done.
Okay. Well, we're going to send you off to...
History of House of Gluttony as well, so you got a little double pass to go down and see that. Congratulations, Morgan. Thank you for getting involved.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, my ruling on this one is very, 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 very simple. Okay, I get that he's worried about being an older dad, but have the conversation with your wife, for the love of God. You can't go off and get your bits done without telling her, without giving her the choice to say, hey, I don't want to have any more kids. What do you think about that?
I mean, if I had $1 for every time one of my mates went off and had a secret vasectomy, I'd be swimming. There you go. Thoughts? You can still get involved as well by the text line, especially 0400 919 919.
Jodies Diary.
Dear Diary, I like to write down my thoughts because they say journaling is cathartic. And let's face it, if anyone needs to be more zen, it's me, who knew Skittles could tip a middle-aged mother of 4 over the edge. I adore my 3-year-old, I really do. She's gorgeous, but she is also an absolute psychopath. We get to Coles, she refuses to go on the pram, so she's running around in the deli department. She's like, I want some Skittles. I'm like, well, use your manners. And she's like, I want Skittles. I'm like, no, you're not having any. And so then she lies face down on the supermarket aisle and she's crying, she's kicking and screaming. And then she turns to me with her face on the side, she's got tears streaming down her face. And she goes, good mummies, buy Skittles! And my temper wasn't the only thing I couldn't control this week.
Bit of me time for the great man. Oh, there we go. First snort.
That was a proper snort. But at least I can control my own mouth.
One is the truth and one is a lie. You have to correctly identify the word correct. No legal jargon, just clear, straightforward explanations of your rights and what you may be entitled to.
I think the word you were after is excellent.
I was wondering if that was going to get through.
Yeah, no. Nor can he help playing the South Park peeps taking the mickey out of Harry and Meghan. South Park, the episode titled World Privacy Tour makes fun of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Harry and Meghan are also seen promoting the Prince's book, War, which resembles Harry's book, Spare.
When? You say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, When?
I just can't endorse that piece of audio enough.
I know.
When?
Diary, by midweek I was cooked with gastro, and lucky my co-host had my back.
Jodie, she's feeling a little bit under the weather. I think she went to a Fringe show last night. She saw Isaac Lohman, the hypnotist, and now she thinks she's a chicken. No, Jodie. Fortunately, Jodes has a severe case of gout. I believe her dog Sid had a bad dream, so she's comforting the dog for the next couple of days. I believe the girls had their netball grand final last night, so Jodes got stuck into a few mojitos.
By Wednesday, it was time for this little chicken to get back to work, just in time to explain promiscuity to the idiots I work with. So, Sarah, that smacks of someone who's like, I want to sow some oats, don't you reckon?
Oh, yeah.
Hang on. What does sow some oats mean?
Are you guys joking?
No. Abby, do you know what sow some oats means?
Hayesy, I feel like this conversation we might need to have off.
Oh, wow. Did this make Abby in the newsroom laugh? Or cry? Or die? Who's to say?
She'll clash at the junction. Now introducing our Wednesday weather kid, 6-year-old Matilda from Scotch College. How's the weather looking out there today, Matilda?
Whatever just happened to Abby was next level. You okay, doll? You all right?
You're right there, Abby?
Yeah, no, I'm actually not all right. I've got a little cough. Lucky I'm back in the box. And all of a sudden it just came up.
Anyway, we don't need a full medical history. Well, that certainly made me laugh. And as it turns out, this little piggy likes food.
So what's happened a couple of times is I'll order something and sometimes I've bought you breakfast and still you'll be like, oh, just have a little sneak peek of that, or just want to have a little taste of your breakfast there. What's that? And you'll nestle your whole head in there as well. You put your whole head on my plate. Let's have a little taste of that. What's the taste? Nom, 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 nom. And I say every time, gosh, that annoys me.
And finally, in Are You Schnitting Me, everyone thought Hayesy had relations with his relative.
I'm a bit embarrassed about this. I went out with a young lady we were together for about 6 months. Long story short, 6 months in that we finally discovered that we were third cousins.
Shut up.
I knew you would connect with this.
No.
You lovely young Tasmanians, you'd be able to connect with this.
Yeah, what's wrong with that then?
But distant. Yeah, exactly. There it is. But distance cousins, we're only related by blood.
So to all the piggies, chickens, spitty bums, and to Harry and Meghan, have a great weekend. Love, Jodie.
There you go.
That's what you've been calling me all week, spitty bum.
Spitty bum.
Oh.
How is it all going? You recovered from that?
I still feel a little nauseous, but anyway, just like Abby, no one cares, do they? So I'm not going to talk about my medical issues.
Oh, that's very good.